Welcome to the show. It is me, your girl Labora Lee, aka Cat Lee, and
You have now tuned in to Ambitiously the podcast.
listen, listen. We have a lot to get into. The world is going crazy, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But what you need to know is today is Media Monday. Today is the day that we discuss all of the trending topics, all of the crazy madness that's going on in the world. Celebrity tea. We spill a lot of gab on the show. So with that being said, I have to pay the bill. So I'll be right back.
Want last minute brand design help? Get top tier Fiverr freelance creatives at your fingertips fast with secure payments and 24/7 support. Head to fiverr.com today and get something started.
So I want to get into, I guess, the political aspect of things really, really quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this particular subject matter, but I am going to talk about it. So we're going to get into this. Let me share my screen because I want to talk about this really, really quickly. Hold on, honeys. Um, I told y'all they're going crazy in the world. They're going crazy in the world. Let me do this. Um, yeah, let's share that really quick because I want to talk about this for a second. So, the governor of Texas, um, he kept his word. He said that he was going to deliver um, illegal immigrants to the doorsteps. Well, one, originally he stated that he was going to deliver them to the White House, but instead of delivering them to the White House, he decided to deliver them to the vice president's house. And let's talk about it. Hold on one second. So as you can see here in this, me sharing my screen, as you can see here, this is him delivering on his word. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. Let's see if we can get some. Let's listen.
She says it's open as we see these migrants coming across now. We're not sure how many there are. We do know that, according to Texas Governor Abbott's office, there have been about 7,900. Pardon me, do you speak English? ¿Habla inglés?
No, amigo.
¿De dónde eres?
Venezuela.
Venezuela? Everybody from todos Venezuela?
Sí, venimos prácticamente de Venezuela, un país muy duro. En realidad, queríamos ya salir de allá, tenemos días viajando. Migración también nos ha jodido mucho en México, pero lo que queremos es triunfar, queremos evolucionar, queremos tener de todo, queremos...
Okay, thank you. Yeah, buena suerte.
So he kept his word. He said that he was going to deliver the immigrants to the doorsteps of the higher ups, and he did so. I don't know particularly what that solves. Like, what is that going to do? So, is that a fight to keep the immigrants out of, from, coming into Texas, I guess, but it's not going to stop them. Texas is the state that is at the border of Mexico, let alone we talking about Florida. That's an access point as well, for like Haitian immigrants and people of that nature. Maybe you coming from Cuba, you know what I mean? Like these people are trying to get out of their countries because a lot of these countries are third world countries that they're struggling in. And it's always that dream. And I'm not going to digress right now. There's always that dream of moving to somewhere. We even do that here in the United States, moving to somewhere better, getting a fresh start and maybe building a better life. We all have that ambition, but for them coming to America because you've sold them on this dream that America is a much better place than the countries that they come from. So, of course, they want to come to America. I don't think you delivering them to the doorstep of the vice president is going to stop that at all. Um, I also don't think that politically it's a good look for you to be doing such things. Because you are, as a governor of the state of Texas, you are a representation of this country. And people are looking, people are watching. So I'm just going to leave that there. I will digress now, but it's not a good look. And yeah, he delivered it. He kept his word. All right. So I'm going to save this story for last. Let's talk about this right here. So, Mr. Shaka Zulu, who is a longtime manager for Ludacris, has been arrested for um taking somebody's life. I'll say that because we have to watch how we word things here, because the powers that be don't want us to say certain things. But since then, since his arrest, has released a statement, and I'm gonna see if I can read a little bit of that statement for you, really, really quickly. Hold on, gotta make this bigger. So, Mr. Shaka Zulu, a beloved son of the city of Atlanta, is this was a statement from his attorney. A beloved son of the city of Atlanta is disappointed in the Atlanta PD, their decision to bring charges against him surrounding the what's the word I'm going to use? The hit that occurred in 2022, June 2022. A close review of all of the evidence, including the surveillance footage and witness interviews, revealed that Mr. Zulu was attacked and jumped from behind by a gang of at least 4 individuals, sadly, including the deceased, and was forced to defend himself after this gang repeatedly stomped, punched, and kicked him while he was on the ground in a defenseless posture. Mr. Zulu was shot in. Oh, I said the word. I wasn't even supposed to say that, but he was hit in the back during the situation and nearly lost his life, and is still recovering from the nearly fatal injuries he sustained during that evening. Mr. Zulu was at his place of business that night and had every right to defend himself. In an attempt to save his life, Mr. Zulu lawfully discharged his weapon in self-defense, a weapon that he was licensed to carry. Keep that in mind. Mr. Zulu finally cooperated with the law enforcement officers and their investigation and voluntarily turned himself in once he learned of the arrest warrant. Mr. Zulu remains confident that his name will be cleared of these charges through the judicial process. It is not lost on Mr. Zulu that someone lost their life. But had Mr. Zulu not lawfully defended himself, Mr. Zulu would have been his life. Sorry, his life would have been lost. And I reworded that little tiny back part because I cannot say the K word. But so here's the thing, right? He's at his place of business. Let me get that right back where I needed to get it. He was at his place of business, and was attacked. Do you feel like you should? One, do you feel like he was in the wrong? Two, how do you feel about how the government has it set up now to where, like, how it's set up right now to where as though you will be charged for the N word, for taking someone's life if it is self-defense. A lot of states have different laws when it comes to that, and how they charge based upon their laws. It's an unfortunate incident. I mean, an unfortunate situation. But let me say this to those who are out here just doing what they want to do and carrying it how they want to carry it, you have to know that there are repercussions for your actions. Everybody's not just going to lay down. Unfortunately, we just lost P&B Rock to the same kind of scenario. It's just it's getting out of hand right now. So that's what that was the statement that his attorney, um, Gabe Banks, posted. And let me know how y'all feel about that. What do you feel about the his self-defense claims? And do you believe him? Or I'm inclined to believe him. These streets are getting crazy out here. They really are. So I'm inclined to believe him. Now I'm gonna play some more footage in a second. Hold on. I had to get all my stuff together today because we had to talk about it. But I'm inclined to believe him. I am. And just, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to let them take my life, or am I supposed to fight back? Like, what do I do? I stand there, I let them, and he was hit. Like, they hit him too, like with the piece. So, like, what are you supposed to do? So this is interesting. We're gonna see where this story goes. We're gonna keep you guys up to date about what's going on as far as this case is concerned. But I want to move on, because this dude right here, oh my gosh, like I said before, and we discussed this gentleman. Let me get to it. This gentleman, I am going to share my screen for this because I need this to be seen. Hold on. This gentleman here, I'm going to put that out real quick before I hit the share screen button. This gentleman here already made headlines because his congregation supposedly got hit. But they didn't take anything from anybody else but him, which was his jewelry. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm inclined to believe that was a scam. I said it, on the show before when we discussed this gentleman. I'm inclined to believe that was a scam because nobody else, they didn't get anything from anybody else. The people in the congregation, just him and supposedly his wife. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know. It reads a scam to me. And I hope that it is not a scam. And I hope that, you wouldn't play with people like that. But at the same time, if it is a scam, it is what it is. And you got to get what you got to get, because you can't be out here scamming. Like, that's crazy. So is it an insurance scam? I don't know. But we're talking about Bishop Whitehead. That's his name. Let's get to this really quick. Hold on, let me pull this up because I want to talk about this dude really, really quick. And this footage is courtesy of one of my favorite vloggers. Vloggers. One of my favorite YouTubers. He keeps me entertained. But I'm gonna share what he posted really quick. Hold on. All right, so this bishop, hold on, let's make this bigger. This bishop is something else, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. But now he's in hot trouble again because, that's not. Hold on. He's in hot trouble. He's in hot trouble. Well, I say again, and I'm going to tell you why I say again. We're going to watch this footage really quickly, and then we'll move in.
Hey, yes, Lord. So let's give Jesus a round of applause. Let's give Jesus a round of applause. Let's give Jesus a round of applause. Now let's give Jesus a round of applause. While they take pictures and they want to be on social media, take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch.
Pictures.
All right, so I'm not going to keep sharing that because I never, hold on, let me get this off the screen. I'm never one for condoning violence towards anybody. To be honest with you, people like him make me lose faith in the establishment that is the church. Now there's more footage. It's footage of him being arrested, allegedly, and for that specific incident. There's a whole bunch of footage. Now he's saying that the lady was, I guess, coming to assault his wife, which that shows no evidence. Yeah, it looked like she was saying some stuff. I don't know what she was saying because you can't hear that. He has the mic. He's the person on the loudspeaker. But she didn't put her hands on your wife, sir. She didn't put her hands on you, but you put your hands on her. Which is really like, oh, you're supposed to be a man of the cloth, and this is your action. Am I shocked? Not really. And my mind is like, do you know you were streaming live though? So people are gonna see this. People are gonna watch you assault this woman. It is what it is. But again, in my opinion, I don't know him personally. I would never attend his church anyway. He's too flamboyant for me. But in my opinion, he's a scammer, man. And I would not, like watch these congregations that we join, because there are a lot of scamming. What time is it? Scamming ass people who are supposed to be of the cloth and are not. Watch yourself. I've watched countless pastors get online, well, not get online, but be taped and then it be presented online where they're talking about how much money the people aren't giving them. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. I've watched other pastors get on there and tell people how they weren't ish because they didn't provide enough money for them to get this or them to get that. Watch these people that you trust with the word. Because everybody is not representation of the Most High. You know what I mean? You got to watch these type of things. These people are crazy out here. They are. But yeah, apparently the pastor was arrested, from my understanding. And I believe this. Okay, so here's him speaking. Let's get to that really quick. Let's see what he had to say. Because there's no way you can convince me that you were valid in your position. Like, there's no way. Like, hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm going to get this on the screen really quick. There's no way that you can convince me that you were valid, sir. So let's hear what he had to say, because you gotta convince me, sir. You gotta convince me that was just justified. So let's listen to what he has to say. And he always lying too. This is the other problem I have with him. But let's listen.
My daughter, and that's when I grabbed her, okay, and did what I had to do, what any man and any pastor would do. Okay, we're just off of the experience of 3 men coming into my church, robbing us, and putting a gun in my wife's face and in my 8-month-old daughter's face. She was 8 months at the time. And that's not going to happen again. So for everybody that feels whatever they want to feel, y'all can feel whatever y'all want to feel.
Hold on.
And
let me put this up.
No, I didn't choke her. No, it was nothing like that. I grabbed her and escorted her out the way she needed to be escorted out. And I asked her, I said, "You're gonna be removed. You gotta leave." But these people were sent into my church to disrupt my church, and this lady went towards my wife to attack her and my daughter, and that's when I grabbed her, okay, and did what I had to do, what any man and any pastor would do. Okay, we're just off of the experience of 3 men coming into my church, robbing us, and putting a gun in my wife's face and in my 8-month-old daughter's face. She was 8 months at the time.
Hold on,
and that's when she walked back. This is something y'all can't see, but we have video in the church. Okay, we have video in the church, and we also know who is behind it. And she walked back. This is something y'all can't see, but we have.
Now,
Come on up here. Come on up.
so here's the thing. Hold on, let me get that off the screen really quick. So here's the thing, right? Um, so she walked towards your wife and she was yelling at your wife. We do see her walking in a direction and she is pointing her finger and all of that good stuff. I ain't gonna play with it. Like we didn't see that. He always says there are other cameras in the church. Um, which he said that with the whole robbery scenario as well. Which we haven't heard any more about that, by the way. And you see in this footage, he jeweled up again. You feel me? Riding around in his Rolls Royce. You feel like, and meanwhile, the church that where he his church home resides, where his building resides, it looks like a bodega. It looks like a bodega in New York. It's shabby. You feel me? But he looks like that. Never mind, he still has that lawsuit where he took that lady's money and tried to claim that it was a donation for him running for clergymen there in Brooklyn. So it's a lot that goes into the situation, and I don't know. I hope that the lady gets her justice because it's some bullshit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Great, me like if I decided to defend myself again, this goes back to the self defense thing. I feel like I would be in every right. Who are you to put your hands on me? I don't care if I'm yelling at your wife or I'm yelling at you. You don't get to put your hands on me. That you don't get to do. So yeah, he's back in the headlines again with his shenanigans and his bullshit. But I'm gonna call a spade a spade. He's bullshit. Let's move on. Let's move on. So, Black Twitter calls for a boycott of the movie The Woman King. And I'm going to tell you why they want this movie boycotted. Let's get into it. Hold on, let me make this a little bit larger so that I can make sure that I'm giving you the correct information. So, it's a lot of tweets about the situation, and so I'm going to read a couple of them. So this young lady said, Tactic 1, a movie about African slave traders is black girl magic. Tactic 2, if you do not see the movie, if you don't see the movie, you don't like black women. Tactic 3, declare the movie a success, taking in a projected $18 million opening week when it took $50 million to make. Yeah. Hold on. So, another Twitter user said the women king does not equal black or women empowerment, and she repeats it and she repeats it, and then the hashtag is boycott the woman king. Another Twitter user said they had to be forced to end the slave trade. It's just facts. Like I said, I tell y'all, listen, you got to know where you came from to know where you're going. History is very important. And I know, like, slowly but surely, I feel like they try to erase what happened in the past. They try to erase our history so that we won't be able to identify, what happened to our ancestors. I'm sorry, my family has a very in-depth um, outlook on our family. We know who our family is, what they were. Like, we know that, we derived from slaves. We know where they were slaves at, what changed their dynamic. Well, at least on my mom's side anyway. What changed their dynamic, what happened. We know, we watched, we studied this. DNA is a mother effer. It's a mother. You feel me? And then not only that, you can go back and you can kind of identify, like we used ancestry.com as well as what is the other one? I think it's 123Me or something like that. We tested our DNA to see where we came from. I need some water. I told y'all one of these days I'm going to show y'all a lot about my history. I just haven't gotten around to it. We be a little busy around here. Water. 1 second. But we're gonna dive into it. But another Twitter user says anyone saying hashtag boycott women the woman king must not understand the movies aren't made to educate you. That's what books are for. It was such a moving, fierce, and heartbreaking movie. Don't boycott it. That's what um, the YouTube majority wants for the U.S. to shit on our own projects. But see, this person doesn't know that this was not our project. This was a movie done by people who are not African American. This movie is an absolute flop with $19 million. The movie Top 5 had the exact same amount, theater availability, and it got $30 million, and it was called a flop too 8 years ago. A successful movie release in 2022 is $40 million plus. Your pathetic propaganda falls flat. Yeah, they out here, they feel some kind of way about this movie. I haven't seen the movie. I'm not really big on going to the movies myself. I'm still like they say that Biden announced that the pandemic is over, but yet there are still cases popping up. Like even at my daughter's school, I got a notice the other day that 3 people were infected with the 19. So I'm not that trusting. I don't trust other people like that. I'm not really that trusting. They say, why you don't, hang out and all of that? Because I don't trust people like that. I promise you I don't. It's just not in me to be that trusting. Okay, we're gonna get to this story in a minute because I was trying to hold this story for as long as I can. Let's see what time where we at on time. I'm gonna hold it a little bit longer. Because it's a lot to get into. So let's talk about this. Kanye West reveals that he has never read a book and compares it to Brussels sprouts. Reading is like eating Brussels sprouts for me. Kanye. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got a video. Let's listen to his shenanigans. I just wanted to make sure we had a video of the shenanigans. That is Kanye sometimes. Listen, sometimes Kanye makes some very valid points, right? And then other times he I don't know. It's like I don't know. We're gonna watch this really quick though.
Also, when you said I hadn't read this book, I actually haven't read.
Hold on 1 second. We're gonna get to it. I just needed to put that on my screen really quick because we gotta get into this. Sometimes he just makes me want to fight him. I don't know Kanye, but it's like I don't know. Sometimes
Also,
he's
when you
here,
said I hadn't
sometimes
read
he's
this
not.
book,
So
I
let's
actually haven't read any book. Reading is like eating Brussels sprouts for me, and talking is like getting the Giorgio Baldi corn ravioli. Like a good conversation is Mike Howe that invented the ripsaw with his brother Jeff Howe was saying that when his mom texts him like long paragraphs, he reads the first sentence and the last sentence. This person and his brother invented the fastest track vehicle. They put it in GI Joe. They have government contracts. This guy is a full-on engineer, works with all geniuses, and for practical.
Now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave this on the screen real quick too because I'm gonna keep looking at Kanye while I say what I have to say. I find it very hard that you've never read a book before, Kanye, ever, because your mom was an educator. Donda was an educator. She was a professor. So I find it very hard to believe that you've never read a book. You went to college. I find it very hard to believe that you didn't read a book, but yet you went to college. You made your way into college. I find it very hard because in college you got to read. Even if you read it, if you're not like physically holding the book open, and I was about to pull a book, but I'm not gonna do it. I, even if it's not a physical book, even if the book is online, and I'm not saying that you don't have the intelligence to skim a book. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I find it very hard to believe that as a child of an educator, as a gentleman, yeah, you dropped out of college. We get it. We get it. We get it. But as a gentleman who went from high school and then to college, that you've never, matter of fact, as a gentleman who went to elementary school, then middle school or junior high school, depending on where you are, um, and then high school and then college, I find it very, very hard to believe, sir, that you've never, ever read a book. I just, I find it very hard. That's why I don't pay, I take what Kanye says with a grain of salt because it's bullshit, dude. And I'm calling again a spade a spade. I am absolutely calling your bluff on this one. I just don't believe it. Okay? I don't believe it. I don't. Sorry. I don't believe it. So let's get that off the screen. Let's talk about this Little Mermaid thing. It's very upsetting to me. I find it amazing that well, not everybody, but a lot of people of non-color have an issue with a girl of color playing the role of Ariel, as if Ariel was a real person, as if you can't change the dynamic or the racial background of a fictional character, as if casting Haley was the worst thing they could have done. The girl can sing. Her and her sister have been singing for years. I've watched them come up on the internet. She has a sweet innocence about her, and she's a grown woman. But I find it incredibly distasteful and disgusting that you would make this a big issue. And a reason why I had to get on this, because I want to show you guys something really quick. Hold on. I find it very disgusting, especially coming from adults. And hold on, let me get to what I want to show y'all really quick. Specifically adults. People whom claim that, they are this or they are that, and you walking around with this higher than mighty situation going on, but it's bullshit. The girl came in, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm quite sure she came in and did a wonderful job. And what does it matter, the color of her skin? If you watch the Disney movie, The Little Mermaid, which I have a lot of times, I have a younger sister. I'm 13 years younger than my sister. And she had her Disney phase where she wanted to watch a lot of Disney movies. She had a Disney collection on VHS. Yeah, we showing our age. She had a Disney. She got a birthday coming up this Sunday as well. And mine is Tuesday. But she had a Disney collection with all of the Disney movies, including The Lion King and all of that stuff. And yeah. So as you watch The Little Mermaid, and if you go back and watch it again, she had sisters, Ariel, she did, and her sisters and her siblings, there is a black girl. So I don't understand why this is such a big deal to you guys, but I don't digress because I still have more to say about this. I want to show y'all something. This is so bullshit. Let me show y'all. So this gentleman decided, hold on, let me put this, I need this big on the screen. Let me see. This gentleman decided that he was going to, a TikTok user, he was going to do blackface to represent the little girls who have seen the trailer for The Little Mermaid. There are a lot of little black girls out here that are very excited because for once, they had Princess and the Frog. Yeah, okay, cool. One Disney princess that look like us. Just one compared to it's a few Disney princesses, but that's the one they gave us, right? And then if you the origin of their story, she wasn't a princess at first. She became a princess when she married Prince Naveen. All right, so now that we caught up on that, now you're upset because a young lady of color is playing Ariel. Let me see if I can get into this really quick because this is important. This is a very important thing. We live in a different world right now, but let's listen. Hold on.
Mommy, she looks like me. She's so pretty, mommy. Look, mommy. She's so pretty. Mommy.
Do you know? I can stop sharing this now. Do you know how disgusting that is? That's disgusting. Um, it's bad enough that we as a people are limited to the things that they want us to have, but now you're getting them blackface and teasing these little girls, innocent little girls, who've done nothing to you or anybody else because they're excited to see a princess, a Disney princess that finally, besides Tiana, looks like them. You are one sick, disgusting individual, and you get what you get. I don't wish bad vibes on anybody, but you ought to be ashamed of yourself, sir. And like you really, you really ought to be ashamed of yourself. Like really. But there it's a lot of disdain for this Disney movie right now. They're not feeling it. They don't like it. They don't like what's going on. They don't like the fact that we have more representation, especially when it comes to a Disney production. And that's crazy. I don't remember, but I believe back when they remade Cinderella, it was a little bit of hoopla around that, but it was America's Sweetheart. It was Brandy's, and she was already a brand and already loved by so many that it didn't make a whole bunch of noise. But for Haley, it's getting bad. You know what I mean? Like she's receiving racist messages and things of that nature, and that's not her fault that they cast her. They like her, and she was a good fit for the role. Like, come on, dude. Like, y'all gotta be. But Disney is standing by their decision to cast her. Um, I'll get to that statement another day, not today, but I'll get to that Disney statement. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more in depth because it bothers me. But let's move on. So, rapper Mystical, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Rapper Mystical was arrested for first degree R words assault, however you want to put it, but he has claimed not guilty to the 10 charges that he has been charged with. Let's get into that. Let's read this. Something to talk about. Like it's something really, really to talk about. So let's get into it. Hold on. Went too big. So Grammy nominated hip hop performer Mystical pled not guilty Monday to the charges accusing him of the R word and choking a woman and illegally possessing narcotics at his home. I gotta reword it because it's crazy. The charges include first degree R word, I can't say it on here, which carries an automatic life sentence if Tyler Mystical is convicted. He's expected back in court on October the 17th, so he has a court date coming really, really soon. His lawyer said, my client is innocent of all charges. Attorney Joel Pierce said in a sorry y'all in a text message Thursday. He said the rapper, whose given name is Michael Tyler, had a court order to protect him from the woman, and he is the true victim. Whoa, it gets juicy. Pierce, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my attorney is contacting me. Pierce said he hopes that he will be allowed to present evidence supporting bond for Tyler, who has been held without bond since the end of July. The judge, yeah, that's when I reported the story. The judge denied bond on August the 4th, but Pierce, who did not then represent the performer, said it was not a full bond hearing, and that that would take evidence in Tyler's favor. Tyler was arrested July the 31st on charges accusing him of choking and R-wording a woman at his home in Prairieville and an Ascension Parish community of about 33,000 near Baton Rouge. So, I reported this story a while back, and I'm sorry, I got to turn this back on. Hopefully, I'll get back to my attorney. But I reported this story back in July when it first happened, and August because it happened on the 31st of July. So I wound up reporting it like a couple of days later. This is not the first time the rapper has been in trouble for such a crime. I'm not one to say that anybody did anything. And let me put this up on the screen really quick because I need it to be understood. Hold on 1 second. But this is not the first time that the rapper has been accused of the same type of crime. Do I believe that it could be a situation where, I don't know, more details need to come out. So I'm not going to speculate. What I'm going to say is, if he did do it because he already served time for it, he is on the offender list and all of that good stuff, it's not looking good for him. And where he's from, it carries life. He's not getting the R. Kelly treatment, although they are trying to build his case up to give him life. But it's different in different states. I told y'all that the law for each state is different. So it is what it is. So I'm going to keep that on the screen because I got more to read. But that's what the attorney says. That's what he says. All right, where we at? All right, I got to get to this story because I got to show some love. And this is the story I've been holding off on and I've been waiting on. But let me position myself to tell this story really, really quick. To report this story. Hold on, let me get this off the screen. Okay. So, this weekend was very eventful. A situation happened between Tory Lanez and August Alsina. Let me pull this out really quick. Ooh, okay. All right. Let me pull this out really, really quick. And then we're going to get to it. Hold on. Because I want y'all to see what happened. So, apparently, hold on. Before I put that on the screen, let me get to the nitty gritty of the story. Okay. So, apparently, Tory Lanez and August Alsina got into it over the weekend at a show, which was actually a comedy situation put together by Rip Michaels, the comedian, and a bunch of other artists. So let me pull this up. But a bunch of other comedians, right? So, let's read this. So Tory Lanez KO'd August Alsina last night after August got froggy with Tory over something Tory said months ago. Tory was trying to show him love, and August wanted to take it to a negative place. It got knocked out. August Alsina. Now I'm getting ready to correct all of this that I'm reading in a second, but let me finish reading. August was the negative one, not Tory. August felt some kind of way because Tory said that he wouldn't have snitched on Jada like August did. Tory tried to shake his hand and August ignored him. Tory asked him about it and August got negative and told him to keep the same energy. Now, the show that they were at, let me make sure I get it right, was it's called Fall Back in Love. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna make sure I got it all the way. It was in Chicago. It's called Fall Back in Love Comedy and Music Jam, and it was from September the 16th and the 17th. Yeah, and on the marquee, you got Tory Lanez, you got August Alsina, Mario, Trey Songz, Zoe from Zoe is popular on the web, but Zoe is also on Wild 'N Out with Rip Michaels, Brandon T. Jackson. You know, he's been in a lot of movies, and a host of other people. Right, I believe DC Young Fly was on that marquee as well, and so it got ugly. I'm not going to show the pictures of August Alsina because one is gory, and I don't feel like we should. Hold on, and two, that's just not my vibe. I don't want to see nobody's bloody anything. But August was bloody. He was bloody. They put hands on the man. So August took to social media to tell his side of the situation. Basically, he said that Tory Lanez and Tory Lanez bodyguards assaulted him. In hindsight, that's what he said. So, you know, it is what it is. Let me see if I can pull up what August said really quick. And then when I say they mucked him up, they mucked him up. I got a little take on that, little spin on that, and I'm gonna hurry up with the story because I want to show you this. So me after Topi sneak attack, then being manhandled by Buku security one deep as the jealous leprechaun runs back off into the building. So he's talking about healing. I'll be back with my results once I heal up. So that's basically what he said. Again, and he when he first told the story, he's been calling Tory a leprechaun from jump, but footage came out. So let's watch that really quick, and then I'm gonna show some love. Hold on. We're gonna watch that again so you can see it from the beginning.
Hey, I wish we would have got that.
I did get it.
Damn.
Don't do it. You already shot me.
You knocked his ass out, Tory. You knocked him out. Tory said he just knocked August Alsina ass right out. One punch crunched him, Tory. He said one punch crushed his ass. Look up. He just did that.
So it seems to me that Tory Lanez was in his feelings because August Alsina didn't want to shake his hand. And, you know, he didn't appreciate the snub. And so he went and approached him and then they got into it or whatever. Here's the thing. Tory, August does not have to shake your hand. And I'll be damned if you're going to be talking about me, regardless of what the extent of what you were saying is. Like, that Jada thing was a very touchy thing for him. So then you want me to shake your hand and be cool with you. Now you mad because I didn't shake your hand. And so now you're going to approach me about it. Nigga, I don't have to shake your hand. I'm sorry, excuse my language. But I don't have to shake your hand. Who are you that I got to shake your hand? And did y'all hear the young lady in the background saying, you already hit me? Yeah, it's serious. It's that serious, yo. So, yeah, that happened. You want to see the footage? It's all over the internet. You can go catch it yourself. I played it, but you can go catch it yourself. Also, last but not least, Cardi B is garnishing blogger Tasha K's bank account over $3 million owed for making false allegations. They have been going back and forth on the internet with each other, with you know what I mean, like back and forth with each other. Let me see. Tasha is out of the country right now. I don't know when she'll be back or if she'll be back. But yeah, so after the suit was, the decision was made in the case, Tasha went back to the judge pleading over the civil suit to step in and put a stop to Cardi's demand. She argued the appeal is still pending and collections aren't allowed until the decision is made. Um, so that's that. So, Cardi went through the whole. She had to get a physical exam to prove that wasn't, she didn't have what Tasha said she had, and there's a lot of things that she said she experienced due to this situation. Um, so recently they went back and forth, and Tasha K started accusing Cardi B of stealing songs and stating that she doesn't have enough new music for a tour. This is what she said. Um, so somebody wrote, Cardi B said, "Don't flex until you deposit your check," and Cardi reposted it and said, "Per." Tasha said, "Don't steal his song now, Cardi B. Good looking out. I see you taking notes from the Queen." So she's talking. The Queen is Nicki Minaj. Um, she even went on to label Cardi B as a ex 2 year superstar, among other things. Hold up, this is what Tasha said. I spent over $1 million fighting Cry in the Car Cardi, aka ex 2 year superstar. Can't book shows because I don't have enough tracks to perform. Still still paying invoices. Ain't asked for no GoFundMe. I travel happily. My kids are in private school. You damn right I ain't got it to pay her. This is what Tasha said. Who's buying tickets to see Cardi perform songs from 2018 and only 3 from 2020? Tour, okay. That's what she said. Cardi, don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. Friday going to be real bad for her. Toodles. So it's a lot going back and forth between the two. It's interesting to see the turn that this is taking and where this is going at with those two. It's getting deep. So anyway, I gotta show love because I do this every podcast. I love the people that come through, and big shout out. Oh, well, I'll talk to y'all about that in a minute. Big shout out to my girls from Kicking It with Girls podcast. I'm gonna be on that show on October the 1st. So I'm very excited about it. I'll get into detail about that in a minute. So let me show love. Okay, so I gotta go to my top countries first because they download the most. It's not that I love any of you any differently. I love you all the same, but they show the most love, so they get the love first. The United States, my country, of course. Hi, babies, I love you. France, oh, I love you, France. Germany, I love you too, babies. India, I love you, my boo-boos. And the UK, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you for downloading this podcast and tuning in. Oh, man, it's extraordinary. Thank you so much. Brazil, thank you, I love you. The Netherlands, thank you, I love you, baby. Singapore, I love you. South Africa, I love you. United Kingdom, oh, I already said them. Spain, I love you. Philippines, I love you. Belgium, I love you. Australia, I love you. Japan, I love you. Mexico, I love you. Ireland, I love you. Nepal, I love you. Mauritius, I love you. Israel, I love you. Canada, I love you. And Hong Kong, I love you as well. You guys are amazing. I'm not done. I'm not finished yet. Give me a second. Russia, thank you. I love you. Switzerland, thank you. I love you. See, Switzerland, said those people already. Turkey, I love you. I appreciate you so much. Austria. Last but not least, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. You don't have to, but you do, and that's why I love you. So top cities: Columbus, Ohio. I love you, babies. Thank you. San Jose, California. Been my day ones, and I love you. Thank you for still rocking with the girl, even still today. Baltimore, Maryland, my city. On period. I love you. Hi. France, I will not butcher the name of the city, but I love you. Spring Valley, Nevada, I love you. Frankfurt, Germany, I love you. Washington, Virginia, I love you. Ashburn, Virginia, I love you. North Las Vegas, Nevada, I love you. Norton Shores, Michigan, I love you. Chicago, Illinois, shout out to the Chi, I love you. Boardman, Oregon, I love you. Atlanta, Georgia, I love you. Las Vegas, Nevada, I love you. Now it's different parts of Vegas, so stop playing with them. Owens Mills, Maryland, I love you. Pikesville, Maryland, I love you. Boulder City, Nevada, I'm telling you, Nevada be showing up. I love you. Bangalore, India, I love you. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, shout out to Philly, I love you. Randallstown, Maryland, I love you. Singapore, I love you. No, South Holland, I won't butcher the name of your city, but I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Ohio, I love you. Phoenix, Arizona, I love you. Washington, DC, I love you. New York, I love you. And Mumbai, India, I love you. Reading, Pennsylvania, I love you too. And I'm gonna stop there because I'll be at this all night, and it's a nice little lesson trying to tell you. To all of my listening audience, to all of my viewers too, I love you guys. You guys are extraordinary. I thank you for coming through and showing love like you do. The ratio as far as this podcast goes, I get more listeners than I do viewers right now. But don't matter. I love you guys anyway. I do. You guys are amazing. I love you. You're great. So yeah, I will be on. Hold on. Let me get all my information together because I want to make sure I tell it right. You know, we get out of here soon. So if I'm gonna tell it, I gotta tell it right, baby. So I am going to be a guest on the Kicking It with Your Girls podcast on October the 1st. October the 1st. I'm excited. This would be my first time being a guest on somebody else's podcast because I'm used to being a host and interviewing other people. This is my first time, so I'm excited about it. We just confirmed today, what's going on. So yeah, when it happens, I will make sure I provide a link to the website and to the podcast in itself so that you guys can listen in and, tune in. It's a good podcast. I like their podcast, to be honest. I've been listening to them since I discovered them. And the Facebook, I joined the Facebook group for other podcasters. And the Facebook group that I joined, they are responsible for. And I've met a lot of people. As a matter of fact, Judith Maynard, I actually met her in that group. So, it's vibes over there. It's all love. It's encouragement. Everybody show each other love. And so I love it over there. And I haven't been on there in a minute because things have been going on. I told y'all I'm dealing with 2 lawsuits right now. That's why my phone was going off, because that was my attorney letting me know that she had the information that she needed to continue pursuing the one case, and then the other case, that's going to be a while, but I'm cool with that too. So, I've been dealing with some, well, I don't have legal issues, but I've been dealing with some legal stuff, some lawsuits. So it's been a little crazy around here lately. But it is what it is. I'm not mad because at the end of the day, justice will be served and the girl will be compensated. I say that. So that's that. Now, I got a few things I gotta say before I get out of here. Because y'all already know this is how the show goes. First and foremost, if you would like to be a show on Ambitiously the Podcast, hit me up, ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that is ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. I was getting ready to get tongue-tied like a monk. I didn't put this up today, but you can always call into the show. You can text the show, call in, or you can ask me to drop the link, and I will, as long as you are on your best behavior, because the way that I feel, sorry, alarm's going off. The way that I feel about it is this. If you're gonna come on here and harass me, drop a cash app. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute, and it's available in the description above below. Otherwise, come and talk about what we're talking about. I don't want to be harassed. It's not cute. It's not sexy. It's not. I don't find that attractive. So that's what it is. Any music that we play on this podcast, although on Media Mondays we do not play music, we have permission to play. I wouldn't play it if I didn't. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Every like, every share. Because if you can't donate, that's how you can donate for free. Like that's how you help us out over here. So like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Please, 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 pretty please. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyentertainment.com. Again, the website is www.ambitiouslyentertainment.com. Check that out. Some good stuff on there. If you would like to donate to the show, you can hit us up on our Cash App. There is also a link in our link tree link where you can donate there as well. So, feel free. We appreciate it. And every donation goes right back into the show. We want to make it the best that we can possibly make it. So it is what it is. And this website is available on all streaming sites. You can go catch it out. Now, I'm going to say this. If you watch the show on Fire Fridays, or you try to watch the show on Fire Friday, the playback of the show on Fire Fridays on Facebook does delete the music, mute the music, because I guess they feel like I don't have a right to play it, although I have people on camera saying like, yeah, you got my permission to play my music. So to catch the playback, I would recommend that you go and listen to the show on one of the streaming sites. We're on all streaming platforms. Oh, go to YouTube. It's available there as well. Okay. So now that I've gotten all that out of the way, it's a few things I have to say before I go. One is mind your motherfucking business. Everybody's business is not your business, and minding other people's business can get you in a world of trouble. Mind your business. Mind your business. Come here on Mondays as usual, and I will give you other people's business. This is what I do on Mondays. Number 2, love your babies. Hug your babies. Encourage your babies. Tell them how wonderful and amazing they are. Encourage them. Tell them they could be anything that they want to be, but then at the end of the day, just encourage them to be great. Love them, hug them, adore them. Your children are an extension of you. And what you project to them is what they project to the world. So encourage your babies. Last but not least, stay in your motherfucking lane. Minding your business and staying in your lane is two different things. Minding your business is just like not getting into other people's shit. Jumping into people's lane, not staying in your lane is different though. When you get into somebody else's lane, that means you're inserting yourself, one, into their business and into some shit that has nothing to do with you. So stay in your lane, because I promise you, you jump in my lane, that's what you're going to get. I promise you. Hold on. I'm going to let you have it. I promise you. You get in my lane, here's what you get. You don't want that. You want her. She's so sweet and adorable and cuddly. You don't want the other one. So stay in your lane. Usually what happens when you jump into other people's lanes is a collision, and we don't need that. You don't need that. Stay in your lane. No collisions needed here. And with that being said, I love you guys. You guys are extraordinary. I appreciate each and every person that comes through, that gives this podcast a chance, a shot. You never know what I am talking about, especially on Wednesdays. And it might be something in there for you. So check it out. You know what I mean? Like, thank you to those that do, though. But with that being said, I love you guys, and I got to get out of here. Got mommy duties, got to get ready for school. But I love you. Good night.